Welcome to the Grizzled Geek. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Doug.
And we're here for another episode of Does It Hold Up? I'm really excited about this episode because
Mike's favorite.
this is a favorite of mine. I'm going to be heartbroken if this doesn't hold up. I don't have a feeling it might not. But
It did when it first came out.
we're going to watch Masters of the Universe. I was a huge Masters of the Universe fan when I was a kid.
Cartoon's great.
Cartoon's great. I had all the toys. I'm also a big fan of Dolph Ludgren.
Yeah.
So, I'm
Also great.
also great. I had
Those two things together?
all his movies,
Not quite so much.
Yeah, no, I love this movie when I was a kid. I mean, the thing is, I was disappointed initially because it didn't have, it
Wasn't on Eternia.
wasn't on Eternia, right? It didn't. It had characters that weren't. They changed some of the characters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So instead of Orko, we got some Gwildor or some I don't know, some little elf thing. And I think the only ones they had, they had the main ones, the main good guys: He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Tila, and Sorceress. And then they had Skeletor, Evil Lyn, and Beastman. And then they had a bunch of made-up guys.
Yeah.
But they eventually made toys out of those made-up guys because the whole point was to sell more toys. So
Yeah.
I got those two. So I wasn't actually little when this came out. I don't know.
High school? I don't know.
No, it wasn't high school. I think it was junior high.
Oh, was it?
I think so. Late 80s.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I was like 87 or something like that. So that was,
All right. Yeah, I didn't remember.
high school was at 88. Junior high. All right. So I wasn't like, a little kid.
Probably should have researched the...
I probably should have done my
Exactly.
research on this, but yeah. So, all right.
Relying on his memory.
So, Doug, you've seen Masters of the Universe.
I did.
All right.
Which is weird because I wouldn't have seen it without you, and I didn't know
No,
you then.
yeah.
So I don't know if you had it on VHS or something and we watched it.
Oh, I've owned it several copies back in the day of different.
That's the only thing I can imagine. The only reason I would have watched it because I didn't watch He-Man before I knew you. So, oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I've brought good things in your life.
But now doesn't it have? Who's the female lead? The human.
Oh, it's got Courtney Cox.
Is it Courtney Cox? That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay, yeah.
And Tom Paris. Those are the two humans.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
We don't know regular actor's name. We just, Tom Paris from Voyager. All right,
Yeah.
Kirsten, have you heard of Master of the Universe?
So when you said that we were watching Masters of the Universe, I legitimately had to look it up because I've heard you talk about it so often that I thought for certain we'd seen it already.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, we've seen this. Oh no, I'm not familiar with that. Never mind. All right, let's watch it.
So you're not familiar with
No.
He-Man at all? You've heard of He-Man?
I've seen a little bit of He-Man. That was a little before me.
Oh, yeah.
So I've
She's probably thinking the new He-Man cartoon would have come a little before her.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because there was a second series. There was
okay.
like
Yeah.
a new He-Man that was like,
Well, they rebooted it in the 90s where it was like He-Man in space. It's horrible. I know all this stuff. All right, so the original cartoon came out to sell toys, right? There was a great episode on the toys that made us on Netflix. A series about
okay.
toys. There's an episode of He-Man. It's one of the most popular ones. And they explained in that one that, they went into a pitch trying to sell these toys. Basically, they were trying to compete with Star Wars toys. And they're like, well, there's no show. They don't have movies. How are kids going to know what this is? And they're like, oh, did I mention it's going to be a comic book? Yeah. So we're going to add comic books in with each figure. So the original series of figures had comic books in it.
Oh,
And then they went to the next big manufacturer, and they're like, yeah, well, the target demographic you're shooting at don't read. How are you going to sell it to these kids? And they're like, did I mention there's going to be an animated movie about this, right? So they sold it based on that. Then they went to an animator and went, hey, how cheaply can you do 3 animated shorts?
Sure.
And like, for the same cost, we can give you a whole season,
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
they're like, whatever. They didn't care. They're selling toys.
Sure.
So they let them do what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
And they came out with a really awesome cartoon. The cartoon took off. And
That's cool.
He-Man outsold Star Wars toys
That's so
when
cool.
it first came out. So they were like, it was huge. And then they rebooted it in the 90s with like He-Man in space, and it was awful. And then they rebooted again in the early 2000s with going back to the old source material with new
Sure.
animation and everything like that.
Sure.
And now it's still popular, it still sells, but mainly to like 40-year-olds like me. Who, for nostalgia
Men child.
purposes.
Right.
Yeah, and now they have like these super articulate toys, they're like super
Right.
expensive. I think I still have my Castle Grayskull from the old set.
It's out in the garage right now.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, awesome. So, but yeah, He-Man. So you've heard of that?
Yes.
All right. So
I know the popular video of He-Man singing. What's that song?
Oh yeah.
Learn how to hide your feelings.
He-Man and Skeletor singing.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, is that Prince Adam singing?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. There's that. It's a meme now. It's got broke down to poor He-Man.
That was an amazing video.
That's right. That's right. So you're familiar with it now. Is there? Are you familiar with Dolph Ludgren at all?
No.
No, you never heard. There's
No.
Rocky IV.
I
Ivan
know
Drago?
of Rocky.
Okay.
I watched some of Rocky the movies. Yes.
Okay. Now, Rocky IV is when it kind of got kind of cheesy, but it's great. Rocky IV is still the last really great Rocky movie. Like the first two were like really serious movies.
Yeah.
Then Rocky III got kind of where you fight Clubber Lang, and they brought in like Hulk Hogan, where you fought Hulk Hogan and everything, and it kind of got a little cheesy, but great, so great. And then 4 is when they bring in like he fights like he's basically a superhero by 4. He's not even like a boxer at that point because now he's fighting this unstoppable Russian, and the unstoppable Russian's played by Dolph Ludgren, this 6'6", 300-pound Swedish Marine.
Interesting.
Yeah, who was also a chemical engineer.
Wait, is he the buzz cut? Your buzz cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What you're
Yeah,
talking
blonde, buzz cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He looks like the Buzz, like what you would imagine. I don't know where I get that image, but like the Russian army man that's like very buff, really tall, and
it looks like Guile from Street Fighter.
yes, yeah, yeah.
Yes, that's him. That's Dolph Ludgren. Yeah. And he came to America. He came to America basically on a scholarship. He was a chemical engineer. He was going to school. Really smart. He's got a genius eye level like you. And then, but he's also huge.
Sure.
Right. So they saw him, put him in Rocky, and then since then he got a film career take off. Wow. So then he's in like I was an action star, and now he's in like Expendables and all that. So he's still doing, even as an old man, he's still doing action stars. So action movies. So Dolph Lundgren's amazing. He-Man is amazing. This movie is going to be amazing. You're going to love it.
What about Dolph? So he plays
He-Man.
Voice act? Okay.
He plays He-Man. No, this is live action.
I don't know if you meant like he directed it or like created it or something.
He's just
like that.
he plays He-Man himself. It's great. You're gonna love it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cheesy. I even know this. Even Master Universe is kind of cheesy, but it's the great kind of cheese. All right, so.
Did Master of the Universes come before He-Man, or He-Man came and then they decided to make a movie?
No, this is the movie. Was towards the end of the decline of the toys.
Okay.
Right, so they were like, "Oh, we're going to revive the toy line by," because they've been teasing ever since the cartoon took off, a live-action Master Universe movie.
Right.
So we're picturing this big, grand sci-fi fantasy. It's kind of a mix of sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah.
So there's like sword and sorcery, but it's also have laser guns.
Yeah.
So
Sounds like my kind of show.
yeah, we're like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then they set it mostly on Earth, and they brought
And they
in,
don't have the special effects to accomplish most of the characters.
Yeah, so it was kind of kind of a letdown from what we were expecting. But on another note, they are redoing Master Universe live action movie. It's got a.
It's going to be as incredible as this one.
They're doing it it's got a big budget now. They got their studio behind it. They got a director and a writer, and they're supposed to be start production later at the end of the year.
Mike,
So.
I want you to sit and think about all of the other movies that have been done in live action with decent budgets and good directors.
Yes.
And how those turned out.
That's true. All right, so it may not. I don't know. Especially when we're looking at like Kellen Lutz is the guy they want to play He-Man, and the only thing I know him from is that horrible Hercules movie. So remember they had 2 Hercules movies. One The Rock was in. There was a good one, goodish, with The Rock in it, and then they had the other one. Mm-hmm. Well, he starred in the other one. So. It looks like He-Man, but we'll see. All I know is I've been waiting forever to see a live-action Battle Cat on the screen. Can they digitally paint a tiger green? But anyway, we're gonna watch Master of the Universe, and I'm sure these guys are gonna love it like I did back when I was a kid. Like I said, I'm going to be heartbroken if this doesn't hold up. So we're off to see Master of the Universe.
Yay.
See ya.
joining us?
Well, my computer isn't set up. I'm not watching my phone anymore.
Young ass from 45.
This trailer looks pretty bad.
See, that's a mistake every Candy movie makes with the trailers. They look badass, but
It's got Frank Langella as Skeletor. And Meg Foster, come on.
this is so Skeletor.
Coming to Earth.
Coming to Earth.
Unfortunately. Should have been going to Eternia.
All right, we're back after watching Masters of the Universe. So, Kirsten,
Yes.
after seeing this movie, is it the best sci-fi movie ever or the best movie ever?
Let's say the best He-Man live-action movie I've seen.
Or they have somebody on set whose job was to keep Ludgren moist.
Probably.
Spritz bottle in hand.
That it is.
And also the worst.
I guess by default that would kind of make it the worst. Well, I gotta say, I love this movie.
Did
as
this
a-
live up to your lofty expectations?
Okay. Maybe the movie didn't age as well, but it's still entertaining. It was still damn
it's
entertaining.
funny as hell.
It is. It's great. All right, Doug, chime in there. What's your?
Like I said, it is hilarious how cheesy it is. It is some grade A awesome cheese.
That's right.
Yeah. It's about as good as I remember it, though, actually. to be perfectly honest, I was never super into it in the past. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was big into He-Man. All right, Kirsten, what's your initial reaction to it?
I wish that they would have not gone to Earth because I feel like that movie would have been really awesome if
Absolutely.
they would have just kept it on Eternia.
Well, the problem was, a little known fact, they didn't have the budget to stay on Eternia because they spent it all on baby oil
Oh, right,
for
right.
Dolph Ludgren's abs, which were glistening the entire movie. It was
Every moment. There was not
it was
a moment.
amazing. It was amazing. I mean, they had somebody
All
on
right.
set with a sponge.
I think we're going to have to put some Lundgren love in here someplace there. Mike's, that's Mike's fetish.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I got The Rock. He's got Lundgren.
All right, Kirsten, who was your favorite character in this?
That's
Come
a hard
on.
question.
You know who it was.
What is his name?
Gwildor.
No.
Oh,
The guy.
Man at Arms.
No. Dad Stash.
Oh, yeah, that's Man at Arms.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man at Arms. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tila's
He was
dad.
probably my favorite. He
Yeah.
served a purpose. He had his heart in the right place, which was food.
Yeah.
It's true.
Soldier knows to follow his nose.
Yeah.
Right.
He was probably the most entertaining and believable character. He had good acting.
Yes.
Yeah, he probably was my favorite. I liked what his name is with the pointed ears, the goblin-looking
Gwildor.
guy. I liked him until he spit water out of his gills. And I was like, that's not what I was expecting, nor did I want to see
Or
that.
how about when you're slurping barbecue sauce?
He's just drinking it straight out of the
Yes,
cup.
Yes. Oh my God, that was gross.
It's all about eating and food with Kirsten. Either that's the favorite part and the gross part.
All depends on how you do it.
Exactly.
I will say though, I as impressed as I am with the costume design, because I feel like the costume design was like really good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the prosthetics were very half-assed.
All right.
Like I don't know what his name is. I can't see it in my head. The goblin guy. If they would have just made his mouth into two pieces, so when he talked, it would have like been articulate more
Oh,
than.
yeah. Goldor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I would have enjoyed that a lot more. Or like
They had two
Skeletor.
plates that were like.
Well, that's what it should have been, right?
Yeah.
Is that it should have been two separate pieces, but instead it was one solid piece. So whenever he moved his mouth, it was a heavy piece on his face, so it didn't move very much. So it was more like wiggling lips when it should have been actual talking lips.
True.
And Skeletor, it was an interesting concept how they tried to make him come to life, but I did not like the rendition that they tried to make out of it. It was very like, that is definitely a person with a half skull prosthetic put on his face.
Right. Like when he would speak, his cheeks would move.
Yes.
You're like, why are your bone cheeks moving like that?
Yes.
Yes. The great Frank Langella as Skeletor, though. How about that over-the-top performance, man? That was...
He was a good actor. I will
He
give him
chewed every
that.
scene he was in. He was great.
He did a good job acting, but it was very, like, a lot of it was lost because of that. I'm too busy staring at, like, I don't think that's how skull faces are supposed to work.
So not quite as good as the Red Skull in Captain America.
Nah.
That was a better...
Yeah.
Maybe if they could CGI out the nose.
Well,
They have a
and
chance
just-
to do it again, right? They're
That's
doing
true.
a
That's true.
redo of it.
You see how it looks. In the cartoon, it was basically like a floating skull in the hood.
Yeah.
There's no eyes or anything.
All shadow, yeah.
Yeah, all right, Doug. So Gwildor's your...
Yeah, I think so. Gwildor's funny. I didn't remember him being so funny. I mean, he's same actor, but he's much like the character in The Labyrinth.
Yeah.
The little goblin character in Labyrinth. Not
Billy
goblin,
Barty.
but- Yeah, Billy Barty. He's really good. Yeah, so I liked him. He had some of the greatest scenes. So like, look, native dress.
Oh, yeah.
No one will recognize this. What the hell is that? See?
Great stuff.
Okay. All right. Besides the some of the prosthetics and some of the cheese, the costumes were good.
Yes.
And I like some of the character design. Like I like the lizard guy that died.
Yeah, Beastman
The
was kind
first
of
to die.
Yeah, the first to die. Yeah, Beastman. My biggest problem is, and I understand they got to make it look different than they couldn't just copy the cartoon or the toys.
I don't know why not.
Yeah, they had the license.
But
for
now
himself.
they can, I guess. But but it's a little hard to do some. I mean, I don't know. Some of the changes that were made didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like Man at Arms. Why is he not green? I understand not the bright yellow and green, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But muted green and yellow.
Like a camo green.
Yeah, like a camel green or something like that, but blue doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Tila looked nothing like her costume.
Oh, nothing at all.
I mean, really, no one really. The Beastman looked way off from, what he looked like in the cartoon or the toys. Evil Lynn, I didn't mind. I liked her look.
Yeah.
So I didn't mind how they updated her, but I was just hoping for more characters I recognized. Dude, Malfeld water.
Ew. You know what happens in there?
Characters from the cartoon. When I was a kid, I remember wanting to see, like, Trapjaw. Like, who would want to see Trap? I mean, that would be hard to do in that
Right, in that time period.
period. But
Ram Man.
Ram Man would have been awesome, to see some of these characters. And, I don't know, we got Blade, who, like you said, was pretty generic.
Yes.
It's
very
a swordsman.
generic.
We needed a swordsman and a lizard guy. And then Karg, who basically, like a shorter lizard guy with pig white hair.
Just like a rat.
Yeah, I don't know what
But
he
also had acid thrown in his face.
Yeah, I don't know what
All the bad guys become bad guys by having acid thrown
yeah,
in
that's
their
what it
face.
is, face. That's how you make bad guys.
Skeletor, it just melted his whole face.
Yeah.
And other people.
Deformed them.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. And they, I also wanted the By the Power of Grayskull line. We got the I Have the Power line.
Yeah.
Which, I didn't realize the significance of I Have the Power line until I saw that documentary about the toy line.
Uh-huh.
And apparently, I'll share something from the documentary here. Apparently, when they did like a focus group to try to figure out what kids want, right? They're looking at kids, and the kids wanted, they were controlling their life, right? Like they were all told what to do. They could, So I Have the Power became the mantra for that toy line. So I Have the Power became, that's what, before you even had the concept of He-Man and that.
Right.
Sure.
That was the mantra for this, whatever this toy line is going to be. So that became his line. I have the power. Now, the whole line in the cartoon is by the power of Grayskull, and then I have the power is the second line to that. But we just got the first one or the second one. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd like to see the Grayskull model was kind of cool. We only got to see it in the very beginning, the very end.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, I'm nostalgic for this because I had all the toys.
Yeah.
And I was a little kid, and I waited all that time for a live action. And like I said, I'm a fan of Dolph Ludgren. So
This was one of his earlier roles, huh?
yeah, this is right after.
Because
This is before he could talk good.
you notice he doesn't get that many lines,
No.
and none of them are more than 1 or 2 sentences at a time.
Like now he can talk. He can talk pretty well, right? You watch him now. He can back then, like when he was in Rocky, he didn't.
And English, we're talking about.
Yeah,
He
English.
can always talk.
I don't know. I don't know. I think he was grown in a vat in Sweden. I don't know if they taught him to talk or not, but yeah, his English has gotten, now he talks normal. But when his first movie was Rocky IV, which he said like,
I will break you.
I will break you, and that's it. Or if he dies, he dies. He's got 2 lines, right? He doesn't say anything else the rest of the movie. And now Master of the Universe was the first, and that was one of the first. They kind of like, well, can he talk? I don't know if we can, because their original plan was to dub somebody else's voice, but he fought to do his own
Sure.
voice, and was able to
It
pull it off.
wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't bad. So, and like I said, he's gotten a lot better. So, but like I said, some people give him crap because they say he was. I hear he was too skinny or too small to play He-Man, which is I find ridiculous because he's 6'6".
Have you seen those packs?
I know. Those glistening.
No, the
pecs.
argument is not that he's too small. It's that his proportions are wrong.
Yeah.
Because the toy, he
ridiculous.
is not as tall, and he's way wider.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he has a physique more like somebody like...
They went over the top of the toys because all the other toys were like skinny or whatever.
Right.
They had like G.I. Joes or Star Wars toys.
And that was the problem with the 2000 redo of it, is they made a skinny
They made
He-Man.
a skinny He-Man. Well, not skinny, but
Yeah.
lean and muscular.
Yeah, lean. Not the big...
All the
muscle
action figures
man.
were all bodybuilders. I mean, like ridiculous proportion size.
Right, right.
Like bulging muscles, even like the Man at Arms, bulging muscles, Skeletor, bulging muscles. So, I mean, they needed someone big.
Right.
But I guess, the only really tall person with that wide is probably like Lou Ferrigno,
Yeah.
or something like that. And back then, he couldn't talk.
Who? Maybe John Cena will be up for the role of He-Man.
I would rather have him than Kellen Lutz.
That would be so amazing. Oh my god!
Of course, it'd have to be a comedy then, because I don't know what his non-comedic action
Don't
chops
make it a
are.
comedy. Please don't make it a
Just
comedy. I wanted... But everyone who sees this, they hear about this. They're like, this would be perfect, right? Look at the cartoon, like a big budget sci-fi fantasy adventure, right? Everyone's just imagining that. This is be amazing. We didn't get that with this movie. It was mostly on Earth.
Yeah.
And He-Man mostly used a gun.
And He-Man mostly used a gun. And,
Very little did he, until the very end, did he show his strength.
yeah, there wasn't. They toned the magic down too. Evil into a couple of illusions, and they zap stuff with energy, but there wasn't a whole lot of magic either.
Yeah. Skeletor went full on Emperor, lightning. And
Lightning. He even died like the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yep. So didn't die, as there was a post-credit scene at the end.
Yeah.
Where they had confidence there was going to be a franchise here. I'll be back.
Nope.
No. Sorry, Skeletor, you were not back. All right, for the time, for the material, for what they had, for the budget, this was a canon film after all, famous for their low-budget action films. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was half bad for what,
But we're not judging it based on its own time period.
We're
true.
saying, does it hold up?
Does it hold up today? Yeah, well, you can't say no to those pets.
about this kind of stuff.
So I'm going to go last on this. Kirsten, why don't we start off the bat? How would you rate this, and does it hold up?
That's a good question. I'd probably give it a 7.
Oh.
Wow.
I enjoyed it. I think that I would have enjoyed it more if I had seen all of the TV shows and then gotten to it and been like, yeah, what would it be like for him to be in our world, like doing stuff?
Right.
You were yelling at the TV a lot.
Yeah.
Don't do that!
Yeah.
You got into it.
I really liked the concept, and I thought it was done up pretty well. There was a little bit of bad acting and a little bit of ridiculousness that happened, but I think that kind of added to the charm of it. So I enjoyed it. Does it hold up? That's
You liked it better than
questionable.
Stargate, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah, definitely,
All right.
hands down.
Interesting.
Unpopular opinion of the day. Is it Master Universe over Stargate? All right.
Yes. Does it hold up? I'd say probably not. I don't think anyone else would have enjoyed this movie. Like, any of my friends would have enjoyed this movie.
This is not recommend. This is not movie night.
No, but like I don't know, it tickles my fancy, so I enjoyed it. It held up for me.
I like it. Cheesy movies. All right, Doug.
I'm going to go with 6. It's amusing. It's if you've never seen it, I would say give it a shot, even if just to laugh at it, because it is pretty ridiculous and over the top.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they do a remake well, this could be really cool. I don't like the
concept
I
is
don't like
great.
their actor choice.
Yeah.
But now with the CGI I have now, we can have a battle cat. CGI battle cat would be awesome. You can have all of He-Man. You could have a Ram Man. You can have a Trap Jaw and stuff like that. It'd be cool. But this one, I think they just reached a little too far. And luckily, we had some good comedic moments. Otherwise, this might have been a little
agree.
tough to sit through.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. I'm gonna give it.
So yeah, no, it doesn't hold up.
doesn't.
But it is worth seeing at least once.
I agree.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Just based on Ludgren's glistening abs alone is enough to push it up in that category. I don't think it holds up. Just because it brings back all the disappointment I had initially about it. Like, I wanted to see
Eternia.
I want to see
all that
Eternia. I
stuff.
want to see all these other characters. 'Cause that was the strength of this line, is they had so many characters, right? They had like a ton of characters, of toys to choose from, and they used like a handful. So, and then they made up new ones, to fill out. So, I was a little disappointed, but I mean, I agree with Doug. If you're into the 80s sci-fi fantasy genre, check it out. So if you're a fan of, the muscle-bound 80s action flicks,
Yeah.
you know,
There are some good ones.
there are some good ones. And I'll
I
rank
wouldn't say this was a great one, but this is worth watching just to.
Yeah.
It's
And if
amazing.
you're curious about the Master Universe world at all, right? If you watch the cartoons or, read the comics or any of that, or one of the collectors of toys, definitely you should check it out if you haven't. So, but doesn't hold up.
No.
So
3 no's.
3 knows. Was just a little too cheesy and low budget.
Yeah.
And didn't quite hit the nostalgia that it needs to qualify for holding up today.
Yeah.
But sadly, hopefully now we have a new He-Man movie to look forward to.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Bigger budget, more special effects. Hopefully they do it right. They say all the right things. They're saying it's going to stay on Eternia. They say it's going to be an action adventure sci-fi. So hopefully, I just want to see Battle Cat. That's all I want. Give me a big green tiger, and I'll be happy.
I'd
all right,
like
guys.
Orko instead of.
And Orko instead of Gwildor, whatever.
Yeah.
See, Orko never spit water out of his gills.
Yeah. I would have liked him if he didn't spit water out of his gills and pour barbecue sauce all over his face.
That's true. What was that? Prosthetics. See, if he had 2 different lips, he could have.
Yep. Then it would have been like he was trying to put it in his mouth, but instead it was, let me pour this all over my beard.
Yeah, pretty much. He just chucked it on his beard. Those ribs look good.
Savor
though.
flavor, right?
I don't know because I'm on a diet or not, but those ribs look good.
Flavor savor. Yep.
All right, guys. That's it for us. Master Universe doesn't hold up, so we'll be back next time with more 80s goodness that we subject Kirsten to and decide whether or not it's as good as we remember or whether it's just rose-colored glasses of nostalgia, the reason we like these films. So thank you. If you want to support us here, we have a goal this year, Doug. What are we doing?
Getting for 5,000 subscribers.
We're writing it in the sand.
Make sure to share that.
Yeah, like, subscribe if you haven't, share with your friends, help us get there. If you want to support the channel, you can do so through our Amazon affiliate link down below. We can buy some cool He-Man merchandise or, anything else through that link will help us out. If you want to support us directly, you can join our Patreon, where we have a lot of patrons that get early access to our shows and behind-the-scenes stuff and a lot of special stuff just for them. And we've got a pretty growing community there.
Yeah, we're up to 58.
Yeah, nice. So thanks, guys, once again, and we'll see you next time with some more 80s goodness.
Bye.
Bye.